Hello, QPR fans on Players TV, home and away. Got another ex-player exclusive interview today with the one and only Andy Impey. Thank you, mate, for joining us. Take time out from your club duties to do a short interview with me. Just a few questions, really, predominantly about you at QPR. The first question is kind of like, obviously you made it as a footballer, obviously, but growing up, did you obviously like football, like most boys do and stuff, and maybe dreamed of playing as a footballer one day, which you did get to do, obviously. Who did you support as a boy growing up? Obviously playing football and stuff with your mates, and then when you actually started playing for team, etc. and so forth.
I think it was. I was more a fan of players rather than an actual team. I mean, obviously, I used to go and watch QPR. It's around the corner. Yeah. I went over to West Ham. I went over to Chelsea. I went to Arsenal. I went to Tottenham to watch games. But obviously, what it was, I was actually watching the players rather than actually the team.
That's fine.
You know, obviously, it's well known, documented that I'm an Arsenal fan. But obviously, you know, QPR's round the corner. It's my local team.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Being a local boy, obviously, like.
That's in the heart. You know?
Okay, mate. Thank you very much. Next question. What year did you join QPR?
I think it was 89-90.
Okay.
That season.
Okay.
I'm sure it was that. I was 18, coming on 19.
And then following on for that question, what team did you make your debut for QPR against?
My full debut was against Coventry away. I can't remember the year, but it was Andy Sinton. So I travelled away, and Andy Sinton unfortunately became ill overnight. Okay. And then Jerry called me obviously in the morning and said, "You're gonna start." In the morning, I was like, so I didn't really have a lot of time to get nervous.
It's like straight in there, which that could be a good thing in a way, I suppose. In a way.
I mean, it certainly helped me because there wasn't the time, you know, the day before the game, phoning up everyone, trying to get yourself to the game, and worrying about all that, and so it was just.
Which, I mean, obviously, you still want family or friends to come and watch you play, because obviously, like, you're making your debut, etc. So, quite a big, important game for yourself and that. Okay, mate, thank you very much for that one. Next question: what's the most memorable game you've played in whilst playing for QPR?
Most memorable?
Yeah, I mean, there might be a few, but any standout ones in particular?
I always enjoyed. So I've probably got two. Playing at Highbury. Was always like for me. It was a dream to actually play at Highbury, but to play, I mean, we were just talking about it earlier on. We beat them 3-1. Yeah. So to play at Highbury was really, I suppose, like a big thing for me.
Obviously, you're an Arsenal fan, but you played for QPR and actually won the game as well. You know what I mean?
And scored.
Topped it off, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
So that, but then also we played. I remember QPR, and I scored at Tottenham against Tottenham. Yeah. So that was, I mean, it wasn't the best game, but it was memorable for me because I remember running past a certain bunch of fans and giving it to them, and I was getting it off them, and I was giving it to them, and I remember shouting out, "The Arsenal!" and run off, and then was off trying to clamber over the thing. You know what I mean?
Why not, mate? You know, it's banter at the end of the day and so forth. But anyway, thank you for that. When going on away games, who was your roommate on away games? Obviously,
at QPR.
Yeah. I mean, you made Trevor Sinclair all the time, or did you have others at times? Or
no, obviously.
Could you choose? I mean, obviously you got on better with that player than that player, kind of thing.
So what it was, obviously, Trevor wasn't here first of all, but when we when I first got into the team, it was more the fact of you kind of got put with someone because you was a young lad. They put you with another young, so it may have been Bradley Allen or something like that at the time. But when Trevor come, you know, we hit it off really well. Yeah. And then straight away, me and him we was room partners for you. So as long as I was here, as long as he was here, we was room partners.
Okay, cool. What was he like rooming with? Good laugh?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you some stories, but I won't.
It's a family show.
It's a family show,
We had a great time as room partners. And I think, to be fair, I mean, obviously he's come from up north. So I was sort of teaching him how it is in West London. You know, when Danny Deejay, him and Trevor were good pals as well. So Deej was not teaching him, but he was helping him sort of settle into the area. And then obviously...
Wasn't Danny local, no? Wasn't he?
But he was round the corner. He grew up West 10. I grew up West 11.
Yeah, because I'm sure, like, I don't know if it was his family that lived
St Helens Gardens. They had a shop in St Helens Gardens.
I say just up the road. So, you know, obviously, Deej was younger one for us, but they hit it off, Deej with the music and all that, and then so it helped. I think that helped.
Which is good.
Trevor settling.
It's kind of good. I mean, obviously, it's good to, like, you know, if you players of similar age or whatever, I said youngsters or like, you know, if you get people with an old, they say put under your wing and all that. but there was 2 of you, so it's even better. So it's like, and then exactly. I suppose it just helps him get better, and then you can get to know each other with that. But yeah, cool, nice one for that. What was it like playing at Loftus Road when it was a full house and obviously not so full house? I mean, obviously, irrespective, I think the atmosphere has always been there, but it must be like to play there. Like,
listen, it was because it's similar to how it was playing at West Ham. It was because the crowd are literally right on top of it. It made the atmosphere. So even if it wasn't full, because everyone's on top of it, and more than likely people ain't sitting at the back, they're sitting in. So the upper stands maybe, but in. So it made it feel like it was full all the time. And then,
but the actual degeneration of the atmosphere alone, as you say, like even with a full ground, it's still loud.
No, it's proper.
Because of the compact of the ground, as you say. But I think that's always been a good point for us. I mean, obviously, the fan can get behind the players, and obviously the players, if those sparks ain't off to make the fan go even more.
I mean, they generate off of that.
Bounce off each other, don't they? Let's be honest.
But the good thing is, and not blowing smoke up our own asses, but excuse my French, obviously that era. Yeah. So we had the Leslie's, Clyde Wilsons, the Rays, the Andy Sintons, Darren Peacocks, Alan McDonald, rest in peace. That type of the Danny Maddoxes. So it was a good. So what it was, it kind of. I'm not saying it brought the crowd and the players together, but what it was the fans had something to get behind. Yeah, something to get right behind.
Let's be honest, it was a good side we had then. The good players that were there. I generally thought, it was good to come and watch us play. You know what I mean? The player, and you just reeled off them players like yourself as well. It's like, we had a half decent side. We were hard to beat at home. I mean, obviously going away from home as well. I mean, obviously, but in general, they come to see you guys play. Like
we like Roy Wegley always used to make us laugh. He used to sing a song. We're the club that has no stars. We are QPR. Right? Okay. And then if you actually look at it, a lot of the other clubs had these name brand household names. We had Les, but at that time, Les wasn't a household name. He was scoring goals for fun. He wasn't really a household name. Andy Sinton was just getting. I mean, he was in the England setup, but he wasn't England's left winger. He was in there. Don't get me wrong, but he wasn't. You obviously had Ray Wilkins, who was well-renowned star.
Of course, we
had Clyde Wilson, probably one of the best left backs never to play for England. So there was players that were really good at their individual positions, and collectively it made us quite a decent team.
Well, it's right, exactly. I mean, I couldn't put it any more better than that.
David Barsley is another one. I mean, he was in the England setup, played some games, but he wasn't England right back.
Of course. Still in there. But collectively, as a team, as individuals really and players as a team, we were hard. We worked hard for each other.
Finished 5th in the league, first year of the Premier League.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Anyway, moving on to the next one. Do you keep in contact with any of your ex-teammates from your play days whilst at Cuba before social media, and nowadays obviously with social media?
Yes and yes. So I speak to Willow, Clive Wilson. Rest in peace. I'll speak to Ray because Ray was like, not just to me, but to everyone. So even the people that were probably near enough the same age as him, he was like a father figure. So he was someone that you could call up at any hour and just reason about anything. So even it might not be nothing to do with football, but just a life experience. He was someone that you could call up and and ask a question, and he would be more than happy to answer the question. So obviously, I mean, used to keep in touch with Ray. Obviously, Les. I speak to Les every day now, unfortunately. I mean, I speak to Deejay every now and again. I speak to Kev Gallen on on Twitter.
Well, it's good in a way with the social media thing, the explosion in recent years. I mean, like players who've lost contact with each other because they didn't take their numbers and stuff when they were teammates. I suppose it's good for that. I mean, obviously, depending whether you want to go public so fans can message you and stuff. I mean, obviously, you can understand why they don't do it, kind of thing. It's, but yeah, it's good. Good. Thank you very much for that, mate. What teammate had the worst dress sense at QPR while playing for them? While you were at QPR?
I think it would have to be Seeb Dijkstra, the goalkeeper. He used to come dressed like a porn star every day. So
let's be honest, he did look like one. Then with the
passion, he used to. He was just like, we used to call him Bob Cowgies, obviously with the barnet and the thing. But he used to come dressed like a porn star.
All you need is the cow, and the
mean?
dog, sorry.
But what a great lad he was.
Yeah,
really. I mean, obviously he was Dutch, and he come in once again from overseas, but was made welcome, which was one of the real plus points of QPR. How it made everybody, didn't matter where you come from, everybody was welcome, and it was like, so it wouldn't necessarily be just the players, but the staff, the people behind, even the fans would get behind and help people that have come in from overseas to welcome them into the area. You know, so
which is good. I mean, but I think that reflected on the pitch, because the way, like, you know, so going back onto the previous question before that about, say, bringing Sinclair and yourself and Deejay and stuff like that, right? It was like the camaraderie and all that, and the atmosphere within the club and the results. You know, it's like it showed on the pitch, kind of thing. Okay, mate. Just reflect on the question about when you spoke to Wilkins, played with Wilkins. What was he actually like to play alongside?
He made your job easy. So, especially me as a winger, what he used to do is you can make a run, and whether it was a good run, whether it wasn't, he'd find you with the ball. So, like I say, as a winger, it made you. But then what we used to do a lot in training was we'd work together. So he'd know that if I sort of done that and went where he's going to put the ball, or I'd know if he's shaping up to, he's shaped his body in a certain way, I know where he's going to put the ball, so I could make a run, and so we started to get a little bit of a connection.
Sorry, I forgot to ask you when we were talking about like, playing in front of a crowd, and we were talking about Wilkins and stuff. Okay, mate, one last question. Can you give us an overall summary of your time playing for QPR, what it meant to you, to myself, and to the fans?
What it meant to me?
Yeah.
So looking back, at the time, I was, happy to play. To play for QPR, local club, but I was happy because I'd made it as a professional footballer. What I didn't realise is, so as you go through your career and you kind of learn a little bit of this and learn a bit of that, and then I didn't realise that it was my happiest time playing football. So at the time, I thought, yeah, man, I've made it as a professional footballer, blah, 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 and it only gets better from here. What you don't really, so sometimes people say you take things for granted, or the grass is not always greener. What I did realise, come the end of my best days and my happiest times was at QPR.
Yeah, because you did play for a few clubs, didn't you? West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, so I went obviously to West Ham, then to Leicester. So, I mean, I've done an interview recently with Leicester, the guy at Leicester, and I said to him, Leicester is exactly the same as QPR, but up north. So it's like a family-run club where everybody in the area is from the area, if you want, that's working in the club is from the area, but they also make you welcome, exactly like how it is at QPR. So that was also like a really good time in my career, but club-wise, very, very similar. Really, really, like you wouldn't believe how similar the two clubs are. Okay,
thank you very much for that. Andy Impey there with an interview with us for QPR Fans and Player CV. The cameraman wants to speak to Andy for a brief second.
I'm a bit of a stato myself. I love facts and figures, and I was looking up your record in the record book this morning, and I didn't recall it at the time, but it's still an amazing feat that you won Player of the Year 3 years on the trot. You're the only QPR player to ever win it. Now that's something you could have on your CV.
I didn't read it. It was the stat man who's ill at the minute, who we call stat man. Gordon, his name is
Gordon Macy. Is very ill.
Right. Yeah. So obviously I call him stat man, and it was him that actually pointed out to me. I mean, I didn't realise at the so like when you talk about you take things for granted, and then it was only when he said, yeah, but you know that you're the only one. So you've had your Stan Bowleses and your
I was surprised myself when I discovered it this morning.
And, like world-class players, and he said you're the only one that, and it was like, wow. I didn't, like I said, I didn't realise at the time, and I sort of took it for granted that one player. I mean, my mum's got the trophies, but I didn't realise it was continuous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I do have a question that leads on from that. Is that you mentioned earlier your league debut was actually at Coventry away. Your actual debut was in a League Cup tie.
That's right. Me and Carl Reddy come on.
Yeah.
Was it?
But your actual league debut was Coventry away. Now, Coventry away sort of features in your career in 3 big games there. Obviously, your league debut, which we've spoken about earlier.
Top of the table.
Then you scored the goal that put us top of the table. You're the only person to have ever scored a goal that's put QPR top of the Premier League. That's another thing on your CV. But I'd also go back. I'd also like to go back to 1996, near the end of the season. You got sent off.
Yeah,
I slipped, man.
What went on? I mean,
I can't remember. It was Marcus Hall. I booted Marcus.
It was a throw-in situation. I remember you clumped the geezer as you was running down the touchline or something like that, or kicked him. We was on the other side of the pitch, so I can remember.
I can't actually remember what it was.
Yeah.
The thing was, Marcus Hall, when I went to Coventry at the end of my career, he was there. And he's one of the nicest geezers you're ever liable to meet. So I don't know what happened, but he probably didn't give the ball on. I think was he losing the game?
We lost it 1-0. I can't remember what the score was when you went off.
I thought, well,
was that when we went down?
Yeah, well, Owen Jess scored the winner.
And I played it Jesse not at Forest as well.
Really?
A nice guy. But the Marcus Hall thing was, I don't know, but I know that I half lost my head, but I'm sure it was something to do with us losing and wanting to get back the ball quick.
It was. I know it was a throw-in, like and I think he wasted time or something. I think you kicked his leg or something as he did something like that. But,
just give him, you know what I mean?
But thanks for your time. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Taking your time out from your club duties to do a short interview with myself and obviously answer the cameraman's questions. That's it from myself, Deejay Ranger. That's it from myself, Deejay Ranger for QPR Fans and Players TV, home and away. We're out of here. Come on, you odds.